The watch market, like many other markets, can be fickle and inconsistent in nature. And if you want your new asset watch to be a good investment that delivers returns in the future, the best choice isn't consistently crystal clear. However, there is one pretty safe bet. Here comes Rolex. Rolex is indeed one of those brands favorably in demand by luxury enthusiasts on both ends of the spectrum. The house has a unique heritage, an impressive list of Rolex watch brand delegates, and unrivaled status of recognition. It seems that the best mixture of these elements makes most Rolex watches hold their significance best, conquering the market for the most consecutive stretch of time. But the question is, which Rolex models are the best to invest in this 2022? When choosing the best Rolex watches to invest in 2022, the secret is to opt for a watch that has the highest demand. The bigger the market, the bigger your choice that this new Rolex from an authorized dealer you recently bought is going to appreciate. Most of the time, the most difficult part is to get the most desirable Rolex watches straight from the authorized dealers. This is the luxury world, and we give you the top 10 best Rolex watches to buy as investments in 2022. For number 1, we give you Rolex Black Note Date Sub 114060. The Rolex Submariner Note Date has made it onto the list of the best Rolex watches to invest in 2022. A Rolex Submariner watch with Note Date display is quite a rarity, which consequently increases its provenance. From an aesthetic standpoint, something is satisfying about a watch face without a date on it. Why? Because it simply looks more symmetrical and elegant. On the secondary market, its rarity indicates this one on the list is only likely to increase in the near future, which means Rolex Black Note Date Sub 114060 could be a great investment. Second, we have the Rolex Submariner Date. This has been one of the most favored Rolex watches for many years. The classic look, global recognition, and reliability allows this luxury watch to be loved all around the world. The oyster steel specially made for these watches is very popular. It is extremely resistant and the finish is remarkable. The dial has distinctive black face, and the hour markers are constructed from 18-karat gold to give more lifetime. The Oyster bracelet is one of the comfiest and comes with the Oyster lock clasp. If you are searching for a comfortable bracelet, the Oyster bracelet is your best option. The 3135 self-winding movement is reliable, and you would not need to service this watch for at least a few years. The Rolex Submariner became one of the most wanted watches to invest in 2022 because investors feel that the watch will be worth much more in the future. 18K white gold Daytona Meteorite dial Ref 116519. When a Daytona incorporates a white gold case and extremely rare meteorite dial, you know you're onto a victor. While production quantities for these luxury watches are ignored, one can imagine that these dials were scarcely manufactured owing to the complexity of working with meteorites and the rarity of the tools used. In the present market, watch brands cannot have more meteorite samples and are restrained from using their current stock to restock their production lines until its complete exhaustion. Meteorite dials ensure that no two dials look the same, making each of these rare watches unique in nature. Is the Rolex Paul Newman with the exotic dial? If you were to ask any vintage expert watch collector what is the holy grail watch, the vast majority of watch vintage collectors would not hesitate to answer it would be the Rolex Paul Newman with the exotic dial. Why? Because it is deemed the most important watch and dial configuration in the world of vintage collecting. We give you the Rolex Daytona MK1 Paul Newman 6239 for number 6. It is one of the most prestigious and elegant watches ever produced by Rolex, with our example being one of the earliest serial numbers at the beginning of the company's production and with one of the cleanest dials we've ever witnessed. A vital reason for determining how rare and useful these exotic dial Daytonas are in their provenance, condition, and rarity, and where they pose within the manufacturing range. If you ever get one of these on the list, make sure you only buy the best. Prices increase for these reasons. Next, we have the Rolex Submariner Hulk. Released in the year 2010 next to the Kermit Submariner, which was produced in 2003, the Hulk Submariners have been quite challenging to get from some jewelers, especially since there have been some rumors of the 2003 model being discontinued entirely, making it even more challenging for many investors to put their money down. Suppose you already have the Rolex Submariner Hulk. In that case, you are in luck for a luxury watch that is indeed valuable and may even be discontinued, which decreases the supply and boosts the demands. With the Rolex Submariner Hulk, you could surely make some serious profit. Rolex Day-Date Ref 228235. Crafted from quality materials, the Rolex Day-Date is without a doubt a classic timepiece. The Rolex Day-Date comes in gold, rose, and platinum. Did you know that the Rolex Day-Date is commonly known as the President's Watch since it reflects the timepiece's power and command in society? The Day-Date was first produced in the year 1956, showing off a unique date display feature. We suggest that you invest in Ref 228235 with a glossy green dial and fluted bezel to resale it at an exceptional value. The watches enjoy a heightened market demand year-round for their distinctive attributes. The Rolex OYSTER Perpetual Tiffany and Cotton Candy Dials. You can unquestionably turn some heads while you flex this remarkable Rolex timepiece. After all, it's not always that Rolex uses fun colors in their watch production. The OYSTER Perpetual Tiffany or Cotton Candy Dials are perfect investment options in 2022. Why? Because both models' aesthetics set them apart from your usual Rolex watches while delivering a timeless form and exceptional functionality. In regards to investment, both the Perpetual Tiffany and Cotton Candy Dials will pay off lucratively. Bright colors on top and new movements underneath. The Tiffany and Cotton Candy Rolex timepieces are, without a doubt, a huge seller. Last but definitely not the least, we give you Rolex Yacht Master. The Rolex Yacht Master presents a mixture of both appeal and functionality. It also has a variety of sizes, making it best suitable for both women and men. The Yacht Master watches are best known for larger wrists, showcasing clear numbers, making it a lot easier to read even for those that haven't got the best eyesight. The Yacht Master watches are known for their timepieces having outstanding durability, meaning they are very useful at keeping their value if you can keep them in good condition. They are also known for their great appeal. Yacht Master watches are in high demand in the resale market because they can be sold for a lot more than their purchase value. This is due to their extreme popularity, prestige, reputation, and durability. To those of you who stuck with us till the end, we have a bonus for you. Rolex GMT Master 2 The GMT and the GMT Master 2 have an abundance of demand for luxury watches. The GMT Master is excellent in terms of quality, durability, and demand. Surely you can make good money on it as an investment. This watch first made its appearance at Baselworld 2019, meaning that it is relatively new. This option is unique since it comes with 24-hour hands and bezels, making it more comfortable for the wearer as they can see 3 different time zones simultaneously, making life very simple. For a fairly new watch, the demand for this watch is very high, and the value is appreciated. Perhaps it can be worth a lot more money than initially purchased in a few years or even decades, or it may even be discontinued and may not have any pre-owned models. From the day that Rolex was built until now, its brand made a legacy that even the future generation would still definitely know about. With their continued purpose of delivering quality timepieces, it won't be a surprise that Rolex would continue to soar high. Its excellent reputation continues to spread worldwide. Some unique features and qualities tend to attract the right crowd for every timepiece. This means that for every Rolex watch, the price would also vary. Another factor in its cost would also be conditional on where you purchase the watch. Dealers can increase more to their original price. But putting its cost aside, a Rolex watch is absolutely worth every penny. Rolex collectors could surely vouch for that. Its elegance and quality are ageless. We can expect more to come from Rolex with all this consideration in mind. If you believe this video is helpful, please hit the subscribe button and click the bell icon so you're given a heads up when our next video goes live. This is The Luxury World, and we'll see you next time.